It seems to have started, and I'm ready to get going. So here we are. What's up, everybody? I'm Thomas J. Bellezza, and welcome to The Right Mindset. Today, we are going to indeed focus on deciding on a point of view for the next step as a writer. Um, the whole point is, and by the way, we're gonna have examples. I'm gonna give examples. Um, because remember, um, you need those examples, because without those examples, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. So, um, with that said, today I am indeed going to go over the most dreaded of choices, which is what story point of views should I write in, and how do I decide on what point of view that I am going to write in? And I'm going to explain each point of view, and then give some examples for you. So let's get right into it. Boom, boom, boom. Go. Welcome to the show. That's right. Today's lesson is to basically decide on a point of view. And as always, thank you so much for making the trip out to watch and to acknowledge the show. This camera keeps going in and out of focus, and it's very annoying. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think it's because I may be too close. What do you guys think? Give me some answers in the comments below. All right, so listen, if you're new here and you want to learn a little bit about the craft, and watch us analyze and review storytelling, and of course, watch and listen to interviews with fellow writers as we celebrate the industry and talk shop together, feel free to hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon so you don't miss out, and let's get into it. Standard points of view. Now, I'm not going to go over every single point of view. I'm going to go over the standard points of view that people really choose. And you might say to yourself, hey, Thomas, I like to be unconventional. I like to try different things. And by the way, do it. What I'm showing today is ultimately just an example, an option, something you could do. These are the point of views that I'm most familiar with and comfortable with. That's why I'm going to even put them on the list to talk about today. So, first point of view is first person, which is going to be told by the main protagonist or a character in general. All right. They could also be a colonel or a admiral. All right. Anyway, you'll notice the first person uses pronouns like I, me, and so on. So I had a really great time. Me and the boys, we went out and partied. First person. I'm telling this story. Second person is going to be told by an onlooker who speaks directly to the reader and is part of the show. You might find the pronouns will be you and your. I'm hanging out with my friend. You got us together, and now we're gonna go have lots of fun. You're always a blast to be around. Okay. Third person. By the way, I'm going to have real examples. I'm going to pop them up on the screen so you can see them. But for now, I'm just going over the standard points of view, okay? Third person, or one of the more common points of views, basically is told from the onlooker's perspective, standing outside the story as if they are watching the story unfold on a screen. Pronouns you would use for a third person point of view are going to be he, she, they, or it. He's doing a great job bringing people together. She's liking what she's doing, and they all are going out to party tonight. And it looks happy. Georgie? Okay. Now, the third person point of view has two options. You've probably heard of limited and omniscient. Limited is you are not a god, and omniscient is you are a god. Basically, what's the difference? Limited is often called close third. I'm ready for my close up. Bring it in. I know. Yeah. Why do they have to make it so hard? Why can't they just be like, listen, write it like this, right? But quick examples before we go into the big examples is first person is I was sad and felt nervous. Second person would be you were sad and felt nervous, and third person would be he looked sad and seemed nervous. Okay, now, why? Because third person limited, we aren't necessarily inside their emotional state. We're sort of like, it's, we're watching them, and, the story is interesting because it's about them. You can go into their head and see their feelings with third person limited, but it's usually just one character, usually the protagonist. Omniscient means you could basically feel everybody. Like, it doesn't matter. You are the god. And by the way, third person limited, the way I like to write it is the audience um, discovers information through the character and not the other way around. Whereas when I write third person omniscient, the audience, the reader, knows more than the characters at time. A great example of third person omniscient before we move forward is Alfred Hitchcock. He loves telling third person omniscient. So what'll happen is he'll show the bomb. This is a great. I'm sure you've seen this example on the intraweb. He shows a bomb under the table, but the two main characters do not know. The protagonists don't know there's a bomb under the table, but the audience not only knows there's a bomb under the table, but now we are shown as an audience only that there's a timer on that bomb. That would be omniscient. However, limited for me might be where we're feeling maybe the guy or the girl is the main protagonist. Let's say the girl, and she notices something under the table. She looks, she sees a bomb. We find out how she feels about it, and she notices the timer. The other character might not know, so now the character has to stand up and say, "Oh my God, there's a bomb," and now everybody knows. Okay, let's try some examples. Beep. Ooh, that's pretty. These are gonna be examples, okay? Let's do a big shot of that. Beep. You want me to keep the big blue? No, I'm gonna take the big blue off, okay? Boop. All right. As you can see, here's an example. All right. This is first person. Okay. Oh, wait. First person example. Person example. By the way, on this show, we we just show you right away. We don't edit. We just do the show. All right, first person example. As you can see, my soul leapt out of my body as I turned and felt a frightening figure approaching me. All right, this has my eye and expresses the moment and how they experience it from their point of view. You got that? You got that? You got that? Got that? Okay. Second person example of a character telling a story through their experience as an onlooker. So using that same moment, we're going to do it in second person. Your soul leaped out of your body as you turned and felt a frightening figure approaching you. Okay, your and you are in there, and it comes off as if someone is there near you telling the story about what happened. And then, of course, we have third person example of a narrator telling the story as they watch it unfold using the same example, but in third person limited. His soul leaped out of his body as he turned and felt a frightening figure approaching him. Okay, his and her are used, and we are watching this moment unfold. Okay. So those are examples. Now you might say, Thomas, I need some omniscience in there. Okay, where's the third person omniscient, right? And so let's do that in real time, right? So, his soul leapt out of his body as he turned and felt a frightening figure approach him, right? So, that's funny. I could have swore I had the third person omniscient on here. 1 second. I totally have the third person omniscient on here. Do I? I don't think I do. I think I took it off. Oh well. What are you gonna do, right? You can't. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I could write it. It's not a big deal, but I could have swore I had it, but I don't. I don't have it. So we're gonna let's just wait. Let's get me on the camera so you know that I exist. Here I am. All right, I'm gonna look at the screen. Okay, so let's do this as a third person omniscient. Boop, 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 boop. Right? You want to just do that? Hey, give me a little thing. Okay, thanks. All right. Ooh. Figure approached. Uh, weary. Oh, weary of the man as the figure approached, weary of the man as weary of the man who leaps, who appears to to have leapt out of his body in fear, as he turned to it. Right? Okay, turn to it. Okay, that would be an example of using it. Okay, so the figure approached, weary of the man who appears weary of the man who appears to have leapt out of his body in fear as he turned to it. Ooh, okay. So we're learning a little bit about the figure. All right, the figure. We're actually moving from the figure's perspective, even though it's third person omniscient. We know that the figure is weary of the man who appears to have leapt out of his body in fear as he turned to it and saw death itself. Okay. So we're getting an item. Obviously, these are not masterful sentences that I'm doing right off the top. You know, every writer writes and then they edit and they clean it up. And you know, by the fifth or sixth draft, they're like, "This is what I meant." Okay, but the figure approached, weary of the man. We're inside his head, its head, who appeared to have leapt out of his body in fear. Okay, now we're dealing with their emotions as he turned to it and saw death itself. Okay, so there you go. That was pretty easy. I don't know about you, but that was pretty easy. That was pretty easy. Let's move on. That's really what you got to do, right? What's going on here? Oh, final thoughts. All right, listen. So remember, a third person omniscient knows everything about the story and all its character. Anytime the narrator can enter the mind of any character, move across time, and ultimately give their own opinions and observations of what's going on, as well as allow all characters to have an opinion on to have an opinion or an observation on the moment. So basically, omniscient means that anything pretty much can go, but it's always from an observing point of view, meaning somebody's watching a movie and they're just like, this is the movie. And the narrator itself an omniscient. So basically the full figure approached, you know, like if we go back to this moment real quick, um, you know, as an example, you know, if I was going to go a little extended, the figure approached, uh, never has this creature experienced um, visitors visitors before, weary of the man uh, unaware of what lies behind the hall the hallway. Okay, and finally, he approaches. So let's then we could like you know, weary of the man, okay, unaware of what lies behind the hallway. Uh, finds trust in each step, braving the unknown. Okay, so right, and then so the figure approached. Okay, the figure approached the man. Who has entered his home. Okay, right. Who had entered his home. Never has this creature experienced visitors before. This is something the audience might not really know. I don't know why I would say that. Oh, we don't need that. We're not doing dialogue yet. The figure approached the man who had entered his home. Never has this creature experienced visitors before, as the house is distant from the main road, and no map of man has record of its existence. Right. So, okay, what is going on? Record of its existence. Okay, so yeah, what's going on here? Okay. A house is distant from the main road, and no map of man has any record of its existence. Okay, weary of the man, unaware of what lies behind the hallway. Okay, weary of the man, the creature, curious, curious. Steps forward. Forward. The man unaware of what lies behind the hallway. Okay. What lies and finds trust in each step, braving the unknown. Okay. So, by the way, I'm just kind of throwing this together. The curious creature steps forward. Now, I'm just cleaning up as we go. Weary of the man, the curious creature steps forward. Roger, unaware of what lies behind the wall, finds trust in each step, braving the unknown. Roger, the creature steps out to see Roger, who appears to have leapt out of his body in fear as he turns to it and saw death itself. Right, so there's a couple things going on. So we have opinion in here. The figure approached the man who had entered his home. Right, this is the man doesn't know the creature's here, but the creature knows the man's here, right? So there's all right. So that first of all, how does the creature know that? Well, we're saying he can sense what's in the house now without having to really go into explaining that. However, if I'm writing a story, I might go into that a little bit, just because you want to seed. Never has the creature experienced visitors before, so this is more of a commentary on what's going on. It's not necessarily the creature's thoughts or opinions. We're not in the creature's minds or the emotions. Okay, the house is distant from the main road. Oh, wait. The house is distant from the main road, and no map of man has any record of its existence. This is also outside information. This isn't so much an opinion, but again, this is just narrative description that omniscience, third-person omniscience, can really jump on. Okay, now we go back to the creature. Weary of the man, the curious creature steps forward. Roger, unaware of what lies behind the hallway, finds trust in each step, braving the unknown. The creature steps out to see Roger, who appears to have leapt out of his body in fear as he turned to it and saw death appear. By the way, who appears to have leapt is an opinion, right? So it's like, the narrator saying, "Hey, he appears to have leapt out of his body." Obviously, it's a metaphor, right? But the creature steps out to see Roger is what happened, and then a little kind of leaps out of his body. But we do know that it's in fear as he turned to it and saw death itself. Okay, so that's just a really quick, sloppy example that I'm doing in real time. I like to do real time examples just so you can see the mental process of what it takes to be a writer. Even when you're at the first level. And you'll read a book and it's just so beautiful, or it's just finely tuned, and some people don't realize it took so many drafts to get to that point. And that's the thing. It's okay for you to write a zero draft that it has no direction yet. It's okay to write the first draft and realize it needs a lot of work. It's crap. Whatever. Even the second, third, or fourth draft. Just write the book until you find its truth, and that's okay. You're not a great writer because it took you one draft. You're a great writer because you see what the work needs to be. You see work that needs to be done to the book, and you're willing to make those sacrifices to take out things that you thought were cool but don't really narratively make sense. You're a great writer because you find your strengths in what points of views you want to write in. You find your strength as a writer. Like, a great writer is willing to put the time in to say, all right, I need to edit this again, or and the other thing is, I feel a great writer knows when to stop as well. There is a certain, like, I'm on my 20th draft, and you're like, you gotta stop, okay? But anyway, let me get back to my final thoughts. So, when it comes to third person limited point of view, you want to, okay, so I'm just going to start the third person view. Okay, this is my final thoughts. Remember, let me get it up there. Remember, a third person omniscient knows everything about the story and all its character. At any time, the narrator can enter the mind of any character, move across time, and ultimately give their own opinions and observations on what's going on, as well as allow all characters to have an opinion or observation on the moment. Okay? When it comes to using third person limited point of view, you want to stick closely to a single character while still being a distant onlooker. Yes, you can switch between characters with changing a chapter or hard chapter breaks, but the narrator limits the reader's perspective and control of what information the reader knows when it comes down to third person limited, by staying basically to one character, right? But again, George R.R. Martin, every chapter is a different character, but it's their point of view, or it's third person limited through their eyes, or through their experience, whatever. And remember, no one style is right. Everybody, you write what you want, right? Write what works for you, and you really have to put in the time trying these different styles to see what feels right. And you can even write a scene that you have in your head and try it out in first person, second person, third person limited, and third person omniscient, and see which one you really like, which one gives you the most creative control. And there's no wrong answer. Okay. It is uncommon, though, to change the point of view you are using in a story, but it's not unheard of. However, if you do pick a point of view, try to stick to that point of view as best you can. And when I say point of view, I don't mean character point of view. I mean whatever the point of view style is you choose. Try to stick to that as much as possible. And obviously, the more you learn how to understand the rules, the more you can break the rules. We're always here to learn rules so we can break the rules, right? Have a plan, know the plan. What is it? What is it? What is it? Prison break. Have a plan. Have a plan. What is it? What is it? Have a plan. Break the plan. Throw out the plan. Plan. What is it? I have to fight it because it's so fun. President Blake. Have a plan. Speech. Throw out the plan. Throw out the plan. 4 rules of planning. That's what it is. The 4 rules of planning. So, make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan. I don't know why I had to look that up, because I've literally been saying that all week. I just want you to know that I've been every time someone's like, hey, we should blank, blank, blank. And I go, great. Let's make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan. By the way, that's the best Mr. Miller / Michael that I can do. All right. Anyway, so you got to make the plan. Allow yourself to maybe try a few small different scenes, like I said, that should be in your story using the alternative point of views and see what you like. See how it feels for you and the characters, even the style of writing you want to use to express your personal voice as a writer. In the end, it is your book, your story, and your journey. Hope this helped you. All right. In conclusion, the next video in this series will be about outlining your book. Finally. Oh, Thomas, we're at the outline? Yeah, we're at the outline. I know I have several videos on outlining in general. In fact, I have the 27 plot point outline, which seems to be kind of popular, that Kate O'Keefe created and finally tuned. I recommend checking out her YouTube page and listening to very smart, very brilliant writer. Okay, she knows what she's talking about. But I've also done a real time outline, and I'm going to start doing more real time videos as well, like live videos of me working out things to show you how to use the tools I've been giving everybody in these videos. Okay, and I also have a collection of other outline videos which kind of focus on each section specifically within the 27 plot outline. So basically, it's like here's Act 1, Section 1, the first 3 blocks. Here's Act 1, Section 2, the next 3 blocks, right? Or points, so it's point 1, 2, 3, point 4, 5, 6, etc. What I will focus on in the video for outlining as a step to writing a novel will be more about getting yourself mentally prepared for the outline and making sure you have your notes, research, and ideas set up for the process. So this next video in the series, which technically would be if you just kept watching this playlist, will be about preparing for the outline, getting everything in order, and how to kind of organize it a little bit. All right, just a little heads up. And again, if you want to learn more about outlining, how to outline, I would just if you want, you could either check out my videos on outlining, Kate O'Keefe or Keith. Go wherever you got to go. They're just these are just my opinions and thoughts on it and my perspective and how I use it and what I use. Okay. Anyway, the question for this video is, what is your favorite point of view to write and or read in? Let me in the community know in the comments below. And of course, you want to learn more about improving your craft, insight on the industry, and hearing from fellow authors? Well, great. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out. Ooh, that was good. That was good. I feel good about that. How do you feel? You feel good? I feel good. All right. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.